So over the weekend, as we said earlier, the news of the abducted 333 schoolboys from Govt Science Secondary School, Kankara in Katsina, filtered through the air. Now, the governor, Aminu Masari, said that they are yet to be found. We've been through this street before, in 2014, with the Chibok girls' abduction. And there was quite a lot of pushback from Nigerians when the government kept denying that it actually happened. But in this case, there hasn't been any denial, but there have been assurances from the army that the boys will be found. The president's posture hasn't really been empathetic. Now, this has happened in his state, and we're seeing exactly the same thing. I'd like to hear your thoughts on not just the president's response, but the security apparatus within that state.
This is the definition of a failed state. So it's not about declaring a state of emergency on some areas. It's about declaring a state of emergency on the nation, because everywhere is not safe, Murayo. There are kidnappings in the north, there are kidnappings in the south, there are kidnappings in the east. It is not a small, isolated situation in the north. This that happened in Katsina is terrible. I cannot imagine how those parents would feel. There's no way anybody can imagine being in that kind of situation. And to have a president who's a father and a grandfather, but we hear people around him saying that a lot has been done. What is the a lot that has been done? We need to have constant conversations with He needs to have constant conversation with his people to assure us of what he's doing. There needs to be a posture of, I understand, I can imagine what you're going through, and I am working and doing my very best to ensure I protect you better.
We hear the government say Boko Haram is somewhat defeated. These are just soft targets. They're cowards. Okay, we know that they are cowards. We know the soft targets. Let's secure the soft targets so that they do not reach there. And then when they do, see, I think many governments and administration find it impossible to, everybody comes, when you do good, you're able to come and say, this is what we have done and this is what we're doing going forward, and you praise yourself. But what we do not see governments do is come in front of the people and admit to them that they have failed. We are sorry, but we need to admit to you Nigerians that concerning the war against insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, we have failed and we need help. Simple. And you see the Americans that say that they are singular American. Talk to those sort of people. We need your help. Come, let's do whatever it is that you need so that this can stop. So that our children will stop being kidnapped from under our noses, taken away, turned into bandits. Tomorrow, you will catch them, you lock them up because they have been strapped with bullets on their bodies. It's just so unfair. I feel so sad.
Okay, let me take this call from Umar from Adamawa State. Good morning, Umar. Are you there?
Yes. My contribution here is that President Muhammad Buhari has already tried in terms of security, because we that are in the Northeast, we know what he has done to us. As before, no any market. Before you go to church, before you enter mosque, you must be checked before you go to church or to mosque or market. Thank God today, no any bomb blast. I could remember there was a time when bomb blast rock Kano, getting to more than 20 bombs at a time. But today, all these things, we forget about all these things now. The issue is that, like you have said, the issue of these service chiefs, they are long overdue for Mr. President to change the service chiefs. But for the president to come out and say he failed, you are not fair to Mr. President. Because we that we are in the Northeast, we know what the president has done to us in terms of security. This Boko Haram, they don't have even motion or agenda of crippling only the educational system. Rather, they are against government. They don't have mission. In short, they don't have mission and vision. Everyone is not safe.
Thank you very much, Umar. Thank you. Thank you for shedding light, at least from Umar's perspective and from Adamawa State. He's saying the president has actually done a lot, because they used to have a lot of gold mines, but now that has been reduced drastically. And I mean, so they're relatively safe within that community. And it's good to hear some good news from that northern region.
Shama Ahmad said, I'm compelled to act on this. This president needs to know visiting and showing empathy is symbolic. So I think that leaders around the world This is what they do. When you, even if you don't know anything, if you don't have anything to do, you show up and just say, I care, I understand, I feel you. And I'm sorry. It's just to show that empathy. But we don't see that, we don't get that response. We don't even get it from media aides around the president. What they do is lash and attack anybody that attacks the president. We are being pained. People are hungry. At the same time, they are being killed, they are being kidnapped, they are dying. And you expect us to be reasonable. You should wear the shoes. We don't have escorts. If Federation is going out, he would have escorts. There would be security apparatus around him that would take the bullet before it gets to him. We don't have that. So we have Nigerian entitled to be angry and lash out on Twitter. The government officials don't have any right to be angry with the citizens. Your job is to assure us and empathize and say you are sorry over and over and over again.